What is up, YouTube? Brian here, back again with another video, and today it is the start of August 2021, and that means we got another JDM mystery box from the Hookup Tackle. Now, I've been, just dropped it. I've been doing these unboxings since the program started. Ben at Hookup Tackle has been doing really cool boxes. I have an idea of what some of the stuff is in this one because it's already August 9th. Tons of pictures in my Instagram have revealed some of the baits in this thing, so it's not a super big surprise, but we're still going to talk about what is in the box. So while I'm opening this up, I just want to give a quick comment about my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I am at punchfishing on Instagram. You can get the link down in the description. I just hit 1,000 followers, which I'm really happy about, and to celebrate that, I'm going to be doing a very sick giveaway very soon that might be including a Megabass rod. So if you're not following me on Instagram, you're going to want to be doing that, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get in on this giveaway that I'm going to be doing in like the next couple of weeks. So here we go. We got the August Summer 2021 JDM BENto box from the Hookup Tackle. I'm using the Spyderco PM3 lightweight to open it. One of my favorite knives. Really cool knife. All right, so as usual, we got our card. I'll look at the card as we go, and what's interesting is the card actually only talks about the special run colors. It doesn't talk about all the baits in the box, which he usually does, so I just found that kind of interesting. So he's talking about the 110 and the PopMax color. We'll get to that in a second. So let's dive right into the box this month. So right off the bat, this is a bait I actually was really excited to talk about because I saw this popping up in other people's boxes, and this is the brand new JDM Jackal Bounty Fish. So if you guys haven't heard of the Bounty Fish, it's one of the new baits that I cast this year that is actually new. This isn't a copycat bait like a lot of baits at this year's iCast was. Shout out to Berkeley with all their copycat bullshit this year. But anyway, this Bounty Fish, let's talk about this. So if you haven't heard about this, there's a lot of videos on YouTube. People have been getting this bait the last couple of weeks. It's essentially a topwater bait, but it's kind of a crazy topwater bait. So 158 means it's 158 millimeters long. I mean, this is a big old bait. And believe it or not, this is a topwater bait. If you notice, it's jointed, but connecting the joints is like this mesh plastic material. I don't know how durable this bait is quite yet, so I'm not gonna like sit and tug out and pull on it. But what's interesting about this bait is you fish this like a topwater, it's like a glide bait or like a swim bait, but it floats. And you're supposed to rig it with a fairly large EWG hook. I think they recommend up to like a 6/0. So I think you can get away with a 5/0, but this is really like a 6 or 7/0 hook is going to be the best. You fish it like a fluke. Apparently this bait skips amazing. I've watched videos on this thing, and this thing just like skips like a rock. So a lot of people are fishing this exactly where you would fish a buzzbait or fish a frog, because it's essentially going to be weedless with that EWG hook. So I'm pretty stoked to be one of the first people, maybe in Minnesota, that has a pack of the Bounty Fish, because these are pretty impossible to find right now. So I'm glad I got it in the white color. I think I'm gonna throw this on like maybe the Megabass Perfect Pitch or the Javelin maybe. I think my usual topwater rod isn't gonna be kind of like heavy enough to throw this, because you're gonna run a pretty thick wire 6/0 hook. So I'll probably maybe just use a regular medium heavy baitcaster like the Shimano X-Pride. Or, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to play with it. But anyway, I'm pretty excited. This is a cool bait to get in the box. So, like that a lot. So, I'm seeing the next bait is the Big Daddy Bull Flat. So, I actually don't have any of the 5.8 inch bull flat. This is the big version. So, I have a bunch of other bull flats in the 3 and 4 inch. Actually, I'm not even going to open this package because I want to leave it sealed for now. But I got to say, I'm not super excited to get the big 5.8. I don't think this is a size. There's a reason I haven't bought this size, because I don't feel that I'm going to be throwing it very much. I know a lot of people like to throw this. They throw it on like a big 6 or 7/0 beast hook with like a slight weight. Like a weighted beast hook or a big weighted EWG, and you throw it out, and this thing just kind of glides down. And you fish it kind of just like you dead stick it, you throw it out, let it glide, dead stick, pop it up off the bottom and glide it again. Now, This bait, honestly, in the 5.8 size, is probably going to be sitting around my tackle box or sitting on my rack not being used, because I don't really throw baits this big. I'm more of a finesse guy, so I wish there was a bull fat in a slightly smaller size. I'm guessing these 5.8s are really hard to get, so I think it's probably a lot of people out there are stoked about this, but I'm not that excited about it. A bait I am excited about is the new Good Pecker. So yes, this is actually called a Good Pecker. If you have not heard about this bait yet, it is the new topwater bait from Teckler. I'm sorry, not Teckler. I always say that Teckle, from Teckle. This is their new bait, and I'm actually really glad I got it in the bone color, because this is the one that I would have ordered. So essentially, they took the Teckle pup, the Kick Knocker pup. So this is the smaller version of the Teckle Kick Knocker, which is also known as the Vixen, so the Reaction Innovation Vixen. And what they did is they replaced the middle hook with a flappy blade. So this bait is essentially two baits in one. You can walk this bait like side to side, and that blade gives you a little extra action that you don't normally see with the side-to-side walking bait. Or you can just cast this thing out and retrieve it like a whopper plopper, just pull it straight, and this blade gets going and goes side to side. So you're actually getting two topwater baits in one with the new Teckle Good Pecker. Now, I'm kind of glad I didn't order this from Hookup Tackle, because they were talking about this. I thought it looked like a cool bait, and I never pulled the trigger, and I'm glad I didn't, because then I would have two of these things. And so I'm pretty excited to get one of these in the bento box this month, and especially in the bone color. I am 100% going to be throwing this to try and get some topwater smallmouth to hit it. I'm a little worried that it only has the two hooks, because the third hook was replaced by the blade. So hookup ratio, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. But so far, two pretty cool, unique topwater baits that I don't have yet. So pretty excited about that. So next thing up is a blade. So this is the Evergreen, this is the Evergreen Little Max. Now I fish smallmouth up in Wisconsin and northern Minnesota, especially in the fall. Blade baits are definitely a good technique. So I don't have a ton of blade baits. I have a few. I probably could have used a blade bait restock, so I'm actually perfectly happy with this. The only downside with these types of blade baits, and I'm going to take it out of the package real quick, is you have to change out the hooks. This is a 1/2 ounce, which is a nice size. You don't want to really go anything lighter than a 1/2 ounce for these blade baits, especially when you're fishing for bigger smallmouth in deep water in the fall. But if you notice the hooks, so in my experience with these like hooks that only point one direction and aren't full treble hooks, while yes, they are more weedless because you're dragging this blade bait on the bottom of the rocks, and it's bouncing up and hitting stuff, and the way these hooks are designed, they do not catch as much, but the hookup ratios are not great. And when you do hook a smallmouth, these hooks bend the F out. Now, I don't know if they're gonna on this particular bait. I know with other blade baits that I've used, when you do get a fish and it's a bigger smallmouth or a bigger fish like a walleye or something, man, these hooks are not long for this world. So I am not super. I like the bait. The bait itself seems pretty cool. It seems like it's your pretty typical, average, everyday 1/2 ounce blade bait. But the hooks are definitely going to have to be changed. I will not be fishing with these hooks. So that's just from personal experience. I've fished blade baits with this kind of hook setup, and it's frustrating. You're going to lose fish. They're going to bend it out, and then you're going to be swearing when that 4-pounder comes off. Anyway, blade bait's a cool idea, although this is summer. We are in August, so throwing blade baits into a bento box, this is more of a fall bait. So a little interesting to be getting a blade bait in the kind of the peak summer up here. Now let's go into the last two baits, and that's our Megabass goodies for the week. I'm sorry, goodies for the month. And this is the PopMax this month. This color, let's see what Ben says about this. It is the Natural HT Natural Wagasaki. One of my favorite all-time color patterns for Megabass HT Natural Wagasaki is one of the most natural bait fish patterns. The combination of blue pearl and red pearl on the belly, gills and mouth combined with the transparent sides with the clear foil flash give this bait all the colors naturally seen in small bait. So I have been using the bento box exclusive PopMax colors a lot this summer, and I've been getting a lot of fish on them. this one is pretty cool. So he wasn't lying. This thing's got this pearl blue belly, super shiny, flashy, kind of chromish looking side, and then the top of the topwater bait, which fish never ever see, is kind of gold. So the top of a topwater bait is basically irrelevant. All fish are going to see is that side profile and underneath, and in this case is a super minnowy looking topwater PopMax. So this is another one in the run of PopMaxes that Ben and Hookup Tackle have been giving us, and they are all very, very nice. I've been really happy with the PopMax selection in the bento box this year. So I'm going to add this to the pile. And then the 110. Where'd the card go? I just dropped the card. Where I put my card? Where's the card? Oh, sorry about that. I was stepping on it. All right, this is the 110 this month. One of the most effective clear gill patterns in the Megabass lineup is the GP Nanko Tugan Gill. It is a must-have in the box for a jerkbait fisherman. It is one of the most sought-after colors for collectors. Even though it has the bright gill colors of the chartreuse blue and orange, the full GP transparency gives the bait lifelike coloring for clear water and stained water. So this is another bluegill pattern, which is never a bad idea when you're getting a special edition 110. And let's take a close look at this guy. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous 110. So you got chartreuse on the top with a dark back, and then you got a fully transparent, clear bodied bait with the gill pattern with that really nice blue hit right on the gill, and then you got that kind of a little red orange flash on the bottom. So honestly, this is a sick 110. I am very happy with this. Going to be throwing this in the fall 100% for sure. So all right, that's all the baits in the box this month. We got two very unique topwater baits, a really gorgeous one, gorgeous PopMax, a 10 out of 10 stunning jerk bait. We got a blade bait, pretty typical everyday blade bait, and then we got the giant Big Daddy bow flats. So I gotta say, out of this box, I'm not super happy with the blade bait because it's August. What do we need blade baits in August for? At least up here, we don't start using them till like October. And I'm not super stoked about the big giant bull flats. Probably not going to use them just because I don't really like the... I mean, I shouldn't say I don't like them. I just don't really throw them. But I have so many of the other size bull flats I got to go through. I don't know how many times I'll be grabbing for the big 5.8 Big Daddies. So I'll give this box, because we're getting this killer PopMax and getting some great topwater baits, I will still give this bento box a solid 8, maybe 8.5 out of 10. So another great box, Ben. Awesome stuff. Super happy about these. These are going to be fun. I can't wait to throw these. We're in peak topwater season right now, especially if you can get a calm day out on the lake up here in Minnesota. August is a great time to throw topwater. So the bounty fish is definitely going to get tied on, and we'll see what happens. So until next time, hit like, hit subscribe. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you at the next video.